This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top. Do you watch basketball at all, Busby?
No, but I did watch The Last Dance, and I decided that I was going to get into basketball, so I did a quiz to find out which team I should go for.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, I go for Portland and Trailblazers.
Yeah, same.
Fuck yeah. So my basketball-loving mates love that I picked a team, and I'm always like, go you, Trailies. Up the Portos. So I haven't watched any, but I intend to because fuck yeah.
Well, they won today.
Did they?
Team.
Who'd they beat?
Yep. They beat the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah. Oh, they're schmucks though, the Nets, aren't they?
Yeah.
Nah, they're losers.
Bunch of nobodies.
They suck. Yeah.
That's the perfect way to pick a team.
I think so.
A quiz. Was it like one of those Facebook quizzes?
No, I just Googled it. I thought that would be a sick way to do it. I did one quiz and the answer I got was Golden State Warriors. And I was like, didn't they win last year? And I was like, I'm not going for the team that won the last season. That's lame.
Yeah.
So I found another one. And they gave me,
wouldn't go for
they gave me Porto. Fuck yeah, Porto. So
that's a good team. Like they're good enough so you won't be like depressed watching them, but they're never like the favourites.
Yeah, that's kind of who I wanted.
Yeah.
Like I go for North Melbourne in the football, in footy.
Say goodbye.
I wanted the equivalent.
That's the same thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like don't really win that often, but we win enough that it's kind of fun.
Oh, I go for the Crows, so it hasn't been a good year. I'll say that.
Yeah. We've had a rough year, haven't we? Yeah.
I thought Adelaide were coming first. Was that the other Adelaide team?
Port, yeah. They're going real well.
True.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I did not know my AFL at all.
I wish I did.
Yeah, I always think like, man, this is pretty good. And it's the perfect time to get into it. They've had like a game every night.
Yeah. I've not been watching it this year because the skill's been like kind of trash. They can't kick straight anymore. At least this year. They've been kicking like not straight. And bloody 40 straight in front, 30 out. Those straight at right. Shank.
I've tried to get into it so much, but I just don't know what is good and what's not. And it frustrates me. And I feel like my favourite thing about watching like NRL is yelling at the TV when you see something wrong and being like the sideline coach. But I can't do that in AFL. I just have no idea.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
What's shit and what's good.
Brad's biggest claim to fame is he used to play AFL with... Who is it, Brad?
Isaac Heaney, the guy from the Swans.
Isaac Heaney.
If you know him.
No.
Okay.
My bandmates would.
Yeah.
Say AFL mad.
Okay,
I'm more of a casual supporter, but my bandmates would fucking love that.
Yeah. I made him look good. Let's just say that. Like, there's the old under 10s grand final on DVD. He's kicking the goals, but the guy handballing it to him. That's me.
Yeah, good man.
B. McLean.
In an alternate universe. If I didn't.
Every Batman has their Robin, Brad.
Exactly. I'm Pippin pretty much.
Unfortunately,
I'm Pippin.
You're the Robin.
He was Jordan.
Pippin.
I'm cool with that. Pippin's still good.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
You get that one, Busby. You would have watched The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Pippin.
Yeah. I was already all about Pippin because my cousins had NBA Jam when I was a young fella. And
True.
I always loved
which one?
Bulls. It was on Sega.
Oh, true.
It was fucking early
Dreamcast
90s,
or something.
mid
Yeah,
90s.
right.
Yeah, really showing my age here. It was sick.
Sick.
And there was a game called Bubsy as well. You were with this weird rabbit thing that ran around. It's kind of like a Mario style game.
Okay.
Nice.
So every time I'd visit them, I'd play NBA Jam and Bubsy. Fuck yes.
I had NBA Jam on PS2. It was the most outrageous game.
Sick.
I don't know if it was on the same one that you had, but if you built up your 3-pointers, you'd eventually get 4-pointers and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they just do the most ridiculous dunks. Just like...
It's a brilliant game.
From a ground level, jump up, double shooting star press.
Yeah.
Slam it home.
Double flips and he's on fire.
The best quotes come from that commentary.
Yeah. So good.
He's mucho caliente.
Fuck yeah.
Such a good one. Let's get into the episode. This is the first episode of season 2. we haven't really formatted it like seasons as such, but this is season 2 and we're kicking off with a bang. We got Thomas Busby from Tassie band Luca Brasi here. Busby, thanks so much for coming on. How you doing?
Thanks for having me, gents. I'm going good, except for the technical difficulties and reminding myself I am a bit of a moron, but
We got
there. Oh, I'm pumped. Thanks for having me. It's nice to see you guys and shoot the shit and talk about some punk rock.
Don't worry about the technical difficulties. I mean,
we
it
still
took
do
us
it weekly.
Before our first episode, oh my God, I reckon I bought like 3 different leads and 2 different inputs, still got the wrong thing.
That was a treacherous day.
That was an angry sainty for sure.
It was an angry sainty, but it was also, it built me some character, I think.
Yeah.
And some resilience.
How long have you guys been doing the podcast for?
This is episode 18. So 18 weeks.
18 weeks straight.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
So has it been a good like isolation project? Like,
probably
can't go to the pub, but we can shoot the shit over Skype.
We said we've been wanting to do it for years, but it was when COVID hit and we basically couldn't do anything else that we actually pulled our finger out and properly did it.
We just got it rolling. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Are you in Tassie? Are you still in lockdown? You're not in lockdown there anymore, are you?
No, there's some rules, but it's so much more chill than the rest of the country, it seems to be. I think there's an advantage being the island.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to get any cookers just driving over doing the wrong thing. So you can go to pubs and bars. There are limits to the number of people in buildings. You've got to be seated if you're having a drink.
Yeah, it's the same here. Yeah.
That's like here, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so
are there any cases?
It's pretty chill now. No. Oh, no, there's one that popped up a couple of days ago, a guy from Burnie who went to Melbourne for some medical treatment. They tested him, he tested negative, he came home, tested him again, he tested positive.
Yeah, right.
But he's isolated and
cool.
Getting the care he needs. So this is kind of hectic seeing all the comments, people just like not understanding what's happening and kind of talking shit on the dude's like, the guy's clearly sick. He had to go to Melbourne because he couldn't get treated here. Like, cut the poor bastard some slack. Like,
for sure.
But that's Tasmanians, man. We're fucking unnecessarily riled up all the time.
Tasmania's
so apart
time
from that,
to shine.
Yeah.
It's never been a crowded time.
Yeah, we're finally going to, what's the term? Secede, just make our own country.
Yeah, stupid mainlanders.
We don't have enough money. Yeah, sick of the mainlanders. Fuck off. but it seems like getting some sense of normalcy a little bit here. Mm-hmm. Maybe too much so. Like you see people like in shops and stuff really are acting like the before times. It's like, come on, guys. Let's still be smart, maybe.
We're still getting.
How's things up your way, boys? You guys, Newcastle?
Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah,
that's it.
How's it going?
Newcastle's been okay, but like the past 3 weeks ago, this dude came to Sydney, went to about 6 different pubs, and then there's these 3 brothers who all go to the same. 3 brothers, 2 that went to different schools, and they went to heaps of shit. But besides that, I think that's like it. So surprisingly, out of all the pubs that they hit, no one else got it.
It's always funny when you see it because it's always like from one person, and then
you can trace.
You can see their
yeah.
pub crawl like in the news. It's like Walls End Diggers, Green Roof, all like 6 different pubs. Like holy shit, that's so embarrassing for you, but also everyone can see how much of a legend you are as well. So it's kind of
because at first everyone thought it was the one dude. He went to like 2 on Wednesday, 3 on Thursday, and like 6 on Friday, and then everyone was like, "Oh, true, 2 or 3 more people." Imagine that. Comes to Sydney, goes to 8 different pubs,
midweek,
coronavirus everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Nah, we're sweet though. Hopefully, I don't know. It's such a rort because we nearly had it. Nearly it was under control. And now it's like way worse.
Yeah,
well.
Shout out to Melbourne's. Unfortunately.
But
well.
At least we've got Skype and we've got each other.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
At least we've
got the podcast.
Podcast.
Well, you guys, I don't know when you announced those, or when people are listening to this episode, it might be a few days ago, but you announced acoustic shows in Tassie?
Yeah.
And they all sold out, haven't they?
Yeah, they didn't last very long. I think they were all gone by 6 o'clock at night. So we just announced one show and it would sell out, and we had a few extra lined up, booked if we needed them, and they all just went. So it's 3 shows in Hobart, 2 shows in St Helens where we grew up, and 3 shows in Launceston. So hopefully we don't fuck it. Yeah, it's cool. It's an opportunity to do something different. I think some people are keen to go and see some music. There's been a couple of local gigs around Hobart, seated, obviously. Will give us a chance to, do something different and offer something different. If you've seen Brasi a million times, it will just offer a different thing. We're going to do some covers and some songs that we played when we were really young. Like me and Tyler used to sit in his backyard when we were 20 and jam the acoustic guitars. We used to play a song off this Hot Water Music record, which is one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it. And we're going to do some of that stuff. I think there's talk of doing Shimmer by Fuel. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuel.
Shimmer?
By Shimmer. Yeah, Shimmer by Fuel. I was thinking, hang on, no, the song's called Fuel. No, the song Fuel's by Metallica. Fuck, I'm so tired. So we're going to do some fun shit like that. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me jubba jubba jar. So look forward to doing that. Hopefully we don't fuck it. Hopefully it's not a shit show where people are out of their seats or do the wrong thing because they're too pissed, or and a venue gets fined or something. We'll see how we go. But
makes the news. Is it low capacity, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I think it's 100 a night in Hobart, 100 a night in St Helens, and 80 a night in Launceston.
That's pretty cool though. Nice and intimate.
Great.
I think it shows how much people miss live music as well. Like totally. It's like sold out by 6 p.m. means that people are so keen, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. So, and we've got Kat Edwards playing with us too, and she's a fucking total lord. She rips. So,
sick.
It's gonna be sick.
That'd be awesome. Did you have that planned when you released the acoustic split with Slowly Slowly?
No, we finally started talking about it a couple of weeks ago. Maybe a bit over a month ago, and restrictions were easing, and we just saw an opportunity to try and do something. Just try and do something positive. Opportunity us to hang out, play some music, and hopefully some people are keen to come and see it. The acoustic thing originally was just supposed to be Tyler and Ben. It wasn't supposed to be Luca Brasi and Slowly, but it ended up slapping our names on it. But Pat sang on that song. I played guitar on it. So, don't try and steal our thunder, Richo. Don't try and keep it for yourself, mate. So, but it's a good opportunity to go and play that song, and we've got a new single coming out in a couple of weeks, so we'll do an acoustic version of that. And,
awesome, sick. You guys release coffee with that as well?
Yeah.
How'd the coffee go?
Well, I wanted to get a bag, and Tyler said, "No, I can't get you one. They're all gone." So,
what the hell? No, sure. Can't get your own merch.
Yeah, I know, right? But you can't wear your own merch, but you can drink it, right?
Yeah, sure you can.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
But apparently it was really sick. Tyler was all Tyler's love child. He put so much work into that. And he fucking killed it, did a great job, and it was a great success. And obviously Ben and his side killed it as well. And they're both really great songs. Tyler has been working on that song for a lot of years. So it's awesome to see him kicking a few goals. Some songs he's been trying to finish, but Brasi's always gotten in the way of his acoustic stuff.
True.
So I'm pumped for him. He's kicking a few goals, and fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. These 2 albums we're doing, Polar Bear Club and Hot Water Music, can definitely hear the Luca Brasi influences on these. Were these 2 you listened to heaps when you first started the band? Yeah,
if there was no Polar Bear Club and no Hot Water Music, there'd be no Luca Brasi, no way. Flight and a Crash by Hot Water Music. Richo, that's Tyler from Luca Brasi, our singer. Richo showed me the second song, Jack of All Trades, 2007. So I was pretty late to the game on Hot Water Music. They had already been broken up for a few years. And I just thought it was a great song, and I got that album and I listened to it all the time. And then I got into Polar Bear Club. I fucking can't even remember. Oh, yeah, actually, this is kind of weird. I was on Facebook in the early days of Facebook, and I was singing for some new music to find, and I went on Pat who's the guitar player in Luca Brasi, I went on his Facebook page where you'd have all the music you like, and I was just scrolling through that because he's got really good taste in music, and I'm just scrolling, just trying to find bands I've never heard of to go and download. So I downloaded Polar Bear Club because I thought the band name was ridiculous, and I had this iPod that my brother got me for Christmas, and I had next to no music on it, but I had Polar Bear Club and a couple of other things, and I just used to listen to Polar Bear Club all the time because I had really not much else to listen to on this iPod. And I was just like, I don't give a shit that I don't have anything else to listen to on this iPod.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it was so good. So I had their first EP and that first record, and that was very like, at the time I had a little band with some fellas I went to school with in Launceston. I did grade 12 with, and we were kind of like obsessed with like the Strokes and that kind of music. But then I was listening to that Polar Bear Club record in 2008, like the end of 2008, and I was like, fuck, I want to actually play punk rock music. I don't want to have my guitar under my chin. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and then, you know, like you said, you can hear the Brasi influences, lots of riffs, especially the early days, like really guitar-centric, riffy. Not so much emphasis on songs, but emphasis on cool parts, just mushed together.
Yeah.
But trying to be catchy as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, fucking massive influence on my music at the early days of Brasi, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I was about to say, like, extended family is, like a Flight and a Crash. Can definitely hear the similarities, which is awesome, because I was like, I always thought when we listened to Luca Brasi, we knew it was a different breed, and we did like, because I knew like Australian rock, just like Vol and Soho, just all the other like classic like surfy rock, and I was like, Luca Brasi is something else. I had no idea what they were sitting on, and like it's so cool to see where that comes from.
That's the best thing about listening to these albums. Eye opening. Cool. There was one thing before we like get into the albums. There was one thing I noticed when I was looking up Hot Water Music. They put out a compilation album called Till the Wheels Fall Off or Till the Wheels Fall Off?
Till the Wheels Fall Off. 100%.
And that's where you got the festival name from, I'm assuming.
Yeah, totally.
That is so sick.
Hot Water Music, they're definitely my favourite band in the world ever. And I reckon Tyler would say the same. Pat would probably say the same as well. Danny, probably not his favourite band. His favourite band would probably be Jimmy Eat World, but he would love Hot Water Music as well. And as a collective, like, if we all had to agree on one band, it would be Hot Water Music. I mean, they're just the fucking kings of that kind of style of guitar, riffs, big sing-along parts, you know, your heart in your sleeve kind of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much so that it's almost like a cliche. Like dudes with Hot Water Music tattoos, I'm one of them. And there was, I think it was, remember, what's that Facebook page? Millions of Dead Posers. It was like Hot Water Music, more like dumb bearded loser music. And I was like, yeah, 100%. Yeah. All right, but
that's heaps funny.
I can't.
That's heaps funny.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I think like this music's so up my alley. I don't know how I have not. I mean, they're not like the biggest bands in the world, but I don't know how I haven't stumbled across them before. Very stoked that we're doing them though, because
one of the reasons I wanted to talk about these is because our band and your band are kind of, in my eyes, cut from a similar cloth. And we're a bit older than you guys. We're, I don't know, at least 8 years. How old are you guys? Early 20s, mid 20s?
Yeah,
23, 24,
yeah. So we're about 10 years older than you guys. So I was kind of interested to see like what bands you had when you started your shit, because this is what we had.
Yeah.
And if
you guys
like,
you were one of those bands.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Our first EP is like, there's probably a few direct rips from you guys actually. So it was
go for it.
It was so
I see rips
weird
all the time.
It was so weird to hear like where it's actually come from. Like it was because we didn't even know, but we actually were directly influenced by these bands as well. We just had no idea.
Totally.
It's so
It's a tree.
Pretty
family
cool.
tree.
Yeah.
And then all the like other thing worth mentioning in the early days of Brasi is that old Poison City Records stuff. Like Lungs and the Gift Horse are Death in the Family. Especially the Gift Horse. That was a massive one for us. We all used to listen to that all the time. And all of us have Gift Horse tattoos, and that was kind of the seed for us starting to throw our hat in the ring, I guess. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Let's smash through the little facts of these albums. So because they're pretty they're not the biggest band in the world, so I didn't really have too much about them. But so Polar Bear Club, they're from upstate New York. I think Rochester. Yeah. I don't pronounce it. And Syracuse, upstate New York. As you said before, Busby, there's heaps of members, but at the time of this album, it was Jimmy Start, the vocalist, guitarist Nate Morris and Chris Brown, bassist Greg Odom, and drummer Emmett Menke. Austrian or something? I don't know, this album was released, sometimes things just disappear, on the 11th of March 2008 by Red Leader Records, independent label from New York. I don't know any of these bands. Busby, you might. I'm not sure. Summer People, Scream Hello, Dear Tonight. Yeah, don't know. Well, that's
after
other
this
albums
record
released.
came out, they got signed to Bridge 9. And Bridge 9 re-released this record on vinyl. Bridge 9 is fuck, I can't believe I'm blanking on this. Have Heart and... Actually, I'm not saying it, in case I'm wrong, and the Scene Kids will come for my throat. But they had heaps of punk and hardcore bands. And that was Polar Bear Club moved to them after this album was a bit of a success. So fuck knows who Red Leader Records are, because I've certainly never heard of any of those bands. But they gave us Polar Bear Club, so thanks fellas.
It was produced by John Naclerio. He recorded, mixed My Chemical Romance's debut album, and he's worked with Motion City Soundtrack and Every Avenue as well. That's all I got for that. Hot Water Music, they're from Gainesville in Florida. They're a bit older. They formed in 93. Chuck Reagan and Chris Wallard shared lead vocals and guitar. Bassist Jason Black and drummer George Rebello. They've been the same 4 members the whole time, have they?
They have. Yeah, they have. Yeah.
That's dope. I love that. This was their 4th studio album, released on the 5th of June 2001 by Epitaph Records, which is owned by the Bad Religion guitarist.
Oh,
Did not know that.
Brett Guritz.
Yeah. They've put out albums from every punk band. No Effects, The Offspring, The Get Up Kids, Motion City Soundtrack again. Produced by Brian McTurnan. See, I'm cooking these names.
You're having a tough time, William.
Oh yeah, you should read them.
Brian McTurnan mixed the 3rd Brasi record.
Did he?
No way.
Yeah, he did.
Shit, that's so sick.
This is all going to be, yeah. But he did. The reason we got him to do that is because he did Great Mistakes by Paper Arms.
Oh, okay.
And it came out fucking sick. So we'll record with Jimmy from Adelaide. Jimmy Balderson. I can't believe I forgot one of my good mates' surnames. He tracks that record and he tracks Stay as well. Yeah. But he did that Paper Arms and it got mixed by Brian McTurnan. We're like, that sounds fucking sick. Let's do exactly that.
That's awesome.
That's how we did that. So Brian McTurnan also did Thrice.
Yep, Thrice.
He did a bunch of those
Ring as well.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He also did Polar Bear Club's 3rd album, Clash Battle, Guilt, Pride. Bride.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, great record.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's all I got for that. Let's start talking about the elements of these. First thing that I noticed, a lot of the things you say about one album, you can say about the other, in terms of sound, guitars. I think Polar Bear Club are definitely a touch more technical with their guitars.
Yeah,
like more musically impressive riffs, but Hot Water Music's kind of that fast going driving kind of punk music.
Yeah,
I think. They're both really similar.
Really similar sort of vocalists as well. I thought, which I love.
100%.
I got what's his name? The loser singer, Craig Silak from Benny's as well.
Oh yeah,
Kind of sounds like him. Anyone else cop that a bit?
A little bit.
Not. I reckon he kind of sounds more cleaner and
yeah.
I think the backup singing as well. It reminds me of Craig. Is it Craig? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Craig.
Yeah. Okay. Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, glad I didn't butcher that. Sweet. Yeah, I really enjoyed the backup, the harmonies and the backup singing as well.
Love the call and response sort of singing as well. It's kind of like Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah, I had that
100%.
down. Taking Back Sunday heaps. There's a good contrast.
Yeah, the early Hot Water Music stuff, they would kind of do a lot of that and they kind of sing over each other a lot as well. It's kind of that really emo post-hardcore thing.
It's like emo ad-libs, kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Which I think should make a comeback. because it was sick, but it doesn't happen enough anymore. It's so good.
That's he's funny.
Busby, did you get like a lot of your guitar, the way you play guitar from this Polar Bear Club record?
100%. Totally.
Yeah.
It was kind of modelled on it because what I learned from it was you could have really great songs and really great lyrics and catchy parts and have that sort of emotional, resonant depth that you kind of want out of your favourite music, but also have really interesting guitar parts.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Polar Bear Club record is heaps of like time signature changes and odd time meters, but it doesn't seem disjointed or jarring. There's lots of like 7/4 and stuff. Like the first song, that verse, dun, 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 dun. Like if you added the extra beat in there to even it out, it would sound fucked.
Yeah.
So like all their weird time signature things are actually really like have a really great groove, and all the interplay between the guitar parts, I was like, that's so fucking sick. And I just wanted to have two guitar parts that kind of duck and weaved into each other and fit. Instead of like, right, you play power chords, I'll play octaves. Like you like.
That's definitely something that's transferred into like split fade as well. I'd say that's how Joey writes his music parts, like chords that kind of are similar but can differentiate, and like you can get them nice and wide in the mix and whatnot. And
totally
complement each other and whatnot. Yeah,
I can pick up on that for sure.
Yeah.
That's like I can kind of, even though I'm older than you guys, I can tell that we like the same shit in music. Even though I like some older bands you might not know.
Yeah.
I like them for the same reasons you guys like your favourite bands.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely.
There's a lot of like newer bands that do it as well too. Like even though they're very different, Remo Drive is like completely different, but just the way that they like
that band's sick.
Change their the structures are just so like they're still really catchy, but the structures just change and morph through the song so much. Especially that first track, Eat Dinner, Bury the Dog and Run. By the end, like as they kind of come back to that intro riff, and when it came back, I was like, I forgot that that was how the song started because so much has happened in the middle.
Yeah, right.
I was like, shit.
I think it keeps it really interesting. Like,
for sure.
Falling back on like an idea, just keeping it moving.
Not falling back on a structure, like a straight structure,
like,
which is nice.
It's super jammy. Like all their songs are really jammy. A lot of them have kind of longer intros than most kind of pop or pop punk songs would, but the songs have very easily identifiable parts where I kind of think a lot of those other bands that probably around the same time that weren't as good just had riff, sing. Yeah. And you would, that's a cool sound, but they don't have any songs.
Yeah.
Polar Bear Club had a really cool vibe where they were super jammy, interesting riffs, really great, memorable moments, and they also had fucking sick choruses. That's
the other thing. Like hooks. It's jammy, but the hooks are well and truly there. So it's like
like the chorus from the chorus from Hollow Place.
Oh, it's so
I'm not gonna try and hum it because I'll ruin.
That's stuck in my
favorite song.
My head all week. That track.
But that's a song. The intro, like the singing doesn't start for like 48 seconds or something. Who the fuck does that? Like if I presented a song to Brasi with a really long intro, they'd be like, "What's with the long intro?" You know what I mean? I love how Jess jammed out and everything's got room to breathe.
Yeah,
it's
very unrestricted.
Yeah, totally.
In that sense,
but without being obnoxious and pretentious. It's just like they give the songs the space they want them to have, and
I think even the production does that a little bit as well. Like it's not polished at all, but it kind of leaves like a raw, like imprint on the songs in a way. Yeah, and that it's the same thing. Like gives the songs room instead of being so like polished. Both albums do that as well.
It makes it so much more aggressive. I think.
We said that before. Like albums that aren't polished, that sound like in this genre, they aren't. They end up being more aggressive than an overproduced metal song. Yeah,
100%.
Especially the drums and stuff, as that gives it that kind of DIY hardcore feel.
Yeah,
which is pretty sick.
The drums in Hollow Place at the beginning hit so hard. I've been having the best week at the gym Like, this is probably my best week at the gym ever. Just from listening to that track.
Infinite reps.
Oh, yeah.
Infinite reps.
The Infinite Reps
just keeps
song.
going. Yeah.
For sure.
Hits
That has been nice, eh?
Yeah.
It's no it's not like listening to Coldplay at the gym or something.
Oh, that was tough, eh?
That was difficult.
That was a tough week.
Yeah.
For sure.
With hot water music, do you listen to the Menzingers much? Anyone?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Menzingers.
I got kind of Menzingers vibes from the Hot Water Music album. I mean, probably vice versa. They would have came after, I'm assuming. But I wonder if they were influenced by them.
I kind of feel like all of those bands are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I
like
didn't
all
look
pop
into it,
punk
but I'm sure
bands
they are.
from the 90s love Descendants. All bands from sort of the mid to late 2000s, Menzingers and Polar Bear Club. I think all of those bands are modelled on Hot Water Music. You know what I mean?
I do love an album with a fat, driving, crisp bass as well. Hot Water Music.
The bass on this album is crazy.
He goes off, doesn't he? The start of is it Swinger?
Yeah.
It's not really a punk rock bass line, but it's a fucking good bass line. You know what I mean?
Swinger
It sounds like
is a weird track, but I really like it. It might be like one of my favorites.
It sounds like a swinging song, like the bass line, the drums. Like the drums is on the snare.
Yeah.
It's like the first Living End album, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I had
for
as well.
sure.
Yeah. But then it hits like halfway through and then goes ham, obviously. And then back to the good stuff. But yeah, that's a great track. Do you reckon Paper Thin would the
their name from
band
that?
Paper Thin? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I would not
I
be
think
surprised.
surely.
Say.
They would have.
They're pretty similar too.
Might have to hit Spencer up and ask, because surely.
Spencer, come on the show. Let's get Spencer on for sure.
I was actually going to mention that song, Paper Thin.
Great song.
As I listened to it throughout the week, I think it slowly became not my favourite song. But at first I thought it was. But that song's a really good example of how it's got that punkish kind of verse, and then the chorus is just huge.
Yeah.
Big chorus with big harmonies on it as well.
Yeah.
That's both of these albums do that so well.
That's the album's like pop moment. That's the most normally structured song. Do you know what I mean? It's got the big chorus, it's, first chorus, bridge chorus, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where Flight and the Crash is definitely one of the looser structured Hot Water Music albums, especially if you listen to Caution, which came next, and then the new What Next, which came after, which is very like song structured. Choruses and verses, and you know what I mean. But Paper Thin is the pop song of that record. It's the one that has the video clip. So
true.
Yeah. It's a great song.
Is this your favourite Hot Water Music album?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard. I often say it is. It's kind of its unsung hero of the Hot Water Music back catalogue, because people love No Division, the one before it. Right, so fucking sick. Caution's probably their biggest one, the one that came after it. One's got Trusty Chords and Remedy. I really love the new What Next too. Not a lot of Hot Water Music fans love that one as much as I do, but they're all fucking idiots. Just like A Fly on the Crash doesn't seem to get as much respect as the other ones, and I've always just thought that it deserved to.
Yeah.
And it was the first one I ever got, so it's always had a special place in my heart, if you will.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. But the first two songs, the song of Flight and the Crash is just the sickest fucking way to start an
Such
album.
a good opener. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How good's the bit towards the end where it's just the drums and the guitar with that riff?
So
it kicks in again. So huge. And then A Jack of All Trades, which is one of my favourite Hot Water Music songs ever. That's the one Tyler and I used to play together when we were young fellas.
Yeah, I was going to say that's my highlight for sure off the album.
I think so.
Jack of all trades.
That combo together. Yeah.
Yeah, I love all the interplay with all the vocals, all the vocal layers, but I love the guitars and the chorus, just like the single note riff. Down, 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 down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thought that was so sick. It had the sickest rhythm.
Super rememberable.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So much going on with the guitars as well. I found that like on third or fourth listen, like first two you kind of like you just naturally go to the main melody, so like the vocal melodies or whatever, but like the more I listen to it, the more, because there's just so much going on with the guitars, like, and it just changes the more you notice, and it like just keeps getting better and better. I found with the Hot Water Music album anyway.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Both of them are just such good guitar albums.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like if you like playing guitar, you're probably gonna like these albums.
Yeah, for sure.
And I, like, to a fault, I tried to do what they did. I think Brasi got good when we stopped doing that.
True.
Like, I actually went back and listened to some old Brasi records to flick through because we've just finished a new one, and I kind of wanted to compare the new one with the old ones, work out how shit the new one is or how shit the old ones were. I don't know. But I was just like, fucking listening to these old ones. It's like, man, a lot of these songs would be better if I just fucking chilled out a little.
Where are the riffs?
Yeah. And there's like no riffs anymore. I just play nice chords, or just play a few notes and put heaps of delay on it. Oh, it's brilliant.
when we did our EP last year, because Joey, we came in with these songs and they had a lot of different parts, and Fletcher Matthews, shout out to Fletch, who he recorded and produced it. He was just like, maybe don't put in 5 different sections in this one song. Maybe do a second verse or something.
Yeah.
That was like mind blowing to us as well.
Whoa,
Like,
wait. What do you mean? Keep
It can be simple.
Keep
Yeah.
a theme. What are you talking about? I want 6 different, completely different sections. But yeah, that was my
I had a bit of a listen to Buy Thread yesterday, and I kind of like I'm embarrassed by most of it because of that. Like, why?
No way.
Why is there so much going on? Why is that bit so busy? Like, let Richo sing and shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still
when
like,
you're young, you don't know. You're just doing your best, right? You're just trying to work it out.
For sure.
And then when you get older and you learn a bit more and you look back, it's like, fuck. I fucked it.
Well, that's just like the songwriting part of it.
yeah.
Whereas your guitar riffs all the way through are still so dope. And I like this Polar Bear Club record. It's just those riffs remind me so much of all of your albums, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like the biggest influence. Because there's like some really daggy, like dad rock riffs sort of in there too. And they use a lot of delay and stuff. That's kind of where I got that from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, get on the neck pickup, play like classic rock style riffs and whatever. Like, it was fun to me. I remember like Saxon, our old drummer, was like, "You can't do that. What songs are you writing?"
Yeah. Should we get into the segments?
Yeah,
I think
let's
so.
do
Oh
it.
yeah.
All right, we got a new segment, but we'll kick it off with an old faithful. Get inked.
Get inked.
All right, so we're gonna make some tattoo ideas from these lyrics or the bands themselves or whatever. Busby, do you want to go first?
Well, I've already got a Hot Water Music tattoo.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
What is
nice.
it?
Just the logo, the flame in the water.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like the bearded punk flanny wearing version of getting a tribal tat. In fact, where it sits on my arm, if I'm wearing a t-shirt, you just see the bottom like line. It kind of looks like a tribal tat. I kind of fucked it. Is what it is. Yeah. So
For sure.
yeah.
No.
Brad, what's the Simpsons? The Stonecutters. Like if
Yeah.
they all see their tattoos. If
No, if
you
you
say
have
Hot
the,
Water Music tattoo,
Yeah, if you have.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
the chosen one if you have the Stonecutters.
The chosen
mark.
one.
Yeah. And you
we
get
do.
the Stone
We
of
do.
Enlightenment or something and you have to drag it
Yeah.
along naked. I'm
Um,
sure that's a Hot Water Music Tour thing.
did you have one? Do you have a Polar Bear Club tattoo, or did you think of one?
No, and I tried to think of one, and I couldn't think of one. Is that really bad? I'm
Nah,
really
it's
sorry.
not that
it was
bad.
pretty hard this week, actually.
Yeah, I
a
struggle
bit.
with these.
Yeah.
I
So
usually
all
look
of
for
my
bad
favourite
lyrics, but they're all good.
All of my favourite lyrics are kind of grim. They're kind of like that grim, like,
Yeah.
especially when I'm in your early 20s, everything feels dreadful at times when it's not,
Yeah.
and you feel shitty or lonely or you're wasting your life, you have no idea what you do. They're the lyrics you love the most. Like, I love that. I relate to that. Got me through some hard times. I ain't putting that shit in my body. It'll be a curse.
Yeah.
So one lyric I will mention that Tyler and I used to talk about is the bit in Bug Parade where it said, but you had to work. No, I had to work. You had to study. This boy is much spent, forever unlucky. That was like when we were 20. Like, oh man, like
That's it.
poor old Richo had to work in the mines all the time. I used to work 50 hours a week in a fucking fish and chip shop. Like, all we did was work. There was no time for, like, I don't know, meeting a girl or, you know what I mean? So that was one song
For
back
sure.
in the day that would, like, little emo 20-year-old, oh man.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's us. This song's about us.
Yeah, right? This song's all about me.
Yeah.
My tat for Polar Bear Club from the song Tried. Mine are pretty like not too funny this week or at all. But the line is rain makes this house cold, bedroom on the first floor. Winter takes its toll on me. So it would just be like an outline of a home, and then the bottom corner room, I don't know, outline blue for cold. I don't know, hey. But just like the home would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
Outline blue.
Outline
That'll be
blue.
so chat on your skin. And then for Hot Water Music, just the album name. And then, so this is really hard to explain, but I have it in my head. So it's a plane in the air, but like the outside of the structure of the plane is on the ground, crashed, flight and a crash. But the top above is like all the seats and everyone's still in their seats. I don't know.
Nice.
Really hard to explain that one.
That's a
But
big-
if you get it,
I kind of see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone's kind of floating in the air, but the plane's crashed below it.
Nice.
That's
Kind
cool.
of like a
It was
Looney
like kind
Tunes
of
thing, like a road
Yeah.
runner while he, like,
Yeah.
like a
the
slapstick
coyote
sort of
gets to
thing.
the
Yeah.
cliff. Yeah. It's like, falls down. Like, yeah.
I rate it.
Brad, what were yours?
I kept it nice and simple this week. I thought the album cover for the Polar Bear Club was sick, and I
So
think just
good,
like
hey?
the jar is a
I'm
head
with you,
full
man.
of bees. Just like that
I always thought that
jar.
would be a cool tattoo. I'm with you, man.
Yeah,
That's
for
cool.
sure. That jar I think would be like just a cool kind of tat to have, like just nice and
Yeah.
little, somewhere on your body. And for Hot Water Music, I reckon just like HWM. I'm sure multiple people have that just like somewhere on their body. If that really connected to you, you definitely would not hesitate to get that somewhere.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I had
We are keeping it
I
simple
had-
this week. Adam, what are yours?
I had a similar one, but I did also say the jar would be good, but I have a little backup from the song As 'Twere the Mirror. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
As you know those signs that are at like pools that say like no bombing, no diving, whatever.
Yeah.
It would just say from no glitz, no glam, no shit, no sham, and it would have the picture of Gene Simmons with like a big X on him.
Man.
That'd be pretty punk rock.
That's so easy.
And then from Hot Water Music, I had from instrumental it was Arm Yourself with Retrospect. It was just like a 6-shooter gun with Retrospect like engraved on it, which is terrible. But
Dope.
there you go.
That's it.
both shithouse. But there you are.
Nah.
Gene Simmons on
I
your
rate
body
it. Yeah.
as a Polar Bear
Actually,
Club tattoo.
I rate that one.
Mm.
Sick.
Hey, let's do our new segment, The Pitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so this could go a number of different ways. So we're going to be using a song title of any either of the albums. We're going to be creating a movie plot line and saying who stars in it. So this is our new segment, The Pitch. Busby, did you have one for this?
Yeah, I've got
right.
I've got some
What
thoughts
do you
on
got?
this, boys. So from Hot Water Music, the song "Choked and Separated," the disillusion of a romantic relationship. By the way, we've got to talk about how fucking sick that song is in a minute. But we'll get
Yeah,
there.
so good.
So it could just be a rom-com called Choked and Separated. Probably got Hugh Grant. Well, actually, fucking, it'd just be Annie Hall. It'd just be Annie Hall with, who's the pervert? Who's the famous comedian pervert guy that made Annie Hall? Woody Allen. Fuck.
Yeah.
Woody Allen. And, I can't believe I forgot her name because she's in that and she's in The Godfather too. Fuck. I'm going to hate myself at 3 a.m. when I remember her name. Just make Annie Hall again, but call it Choked and Separated, but have someone who's not a massive pervert as Woody Allen's role. Fuck it, I'll do it. I'll be Annie Hall.
Buzzy's on.
That's beautiful.
For sure.
Yeah.
I rate it.
Sick.
Okay, mine. So the movie is called Heart Attack at 30 from Polar Bear Club album. So it's Michael B. Jordan is a 29. I've wrote the full like synopsis of this.
This is sick.
It's a new segment, all right? Okay, so Michael B. Jordan is a 29-year-old bartender in Manhattan who has never lived up to his potential and has never taken a chance. Oh, where's this segment going? All right, but one night at closing time, he meets an adventurous British woman played by Emilia Clarke.
Yep.
Who he then this is probably already a movie. This is definitely already a movie. Who he then makes a bucket list with, which they have to tick off everything before his 30th birthday. Chaos awaits, but so does heartbreak and potentially death in the form of a heart attack at 30.
I don't know if it's potential. If that's the title, I think it gives away the ending pretty easily.
Yeah,
Poor
well,
Michael.
you know, Michael B. Jordan and Emilia Clarke, I'd go watch that movie.
Yeah, it'd be great.
That's a dynamic.
Heart
duo
attack at
for
30
sure.
coming soon. All right, Brad, what's yours?
Mine's called Bug Parade. Get this. Get around this. There's this new game that came out on PC. It's called Grounded, and it's kind of like a survival game where like you get shrunk down to like bug size, and you got to fend off all these like critters. So I'm thinking, pretty much that general idea. You get shrunken down. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but then it's just the plot of like Saving Private Ryan. So one of your boys gets like lost, and he's been captured by like the king of the ant, the queen ant, or something. And then it's just the classic Saving Private Ryan. Like Tom Hanks can play the role. I'm thinking like an animation even, pretty much like a Bug's Life.
Bug's Life, yeah.
X Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. X Grounded.
Toy
X,
Story.
Saving Private Ryan. X like Toy Story as well.
That sounds
And
good.
that's really,
fun for the whole
really
family.
good, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch that. That's
Okay.
great.
Yes.
We're bringing in the new segment with a bang. All right, Adam, what's yours?
Mine's from Eat Dinner, Bury the Dog, and Run. So you know, like Shaun of the Dead and like all those Nick Frost and Simon Pegg movies. Well, it's them, like same sort of genre, like black comedy. And they're playing themselves, and they get invited to Buckingham Palace for like a Queen's dinner or something. And on the way in, they accidentally run over one of the Queen's corgis. So they've got to bury the dog somehow, and they go through the dinner, and they've then got to escape from Buckingham Palace, away from all the guards.
I can see that.
Yeah.
They're all directed by like
amazing.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Like heaps of
And-
nice transitions and shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can definitely
that's
see
it.
that.
And
What
it's
genre
hilarity
of
and
music's
shit.
that? Genre of music. What genre of movie is that?
It's like a black comedy.
Yeah, that
So-
would be like kind of good.
Yeah,
I can definitely see that.
I
Definitely heaps
reckon.
meta.
I might pitch it to him. I'll send him an email.
Straight to him. Straight to the
Yeah.
Queen.
That was actually pretty good. That's our new segment, the pitch.
That'd be better than I thought. That's good.
Right.
Come back
I
next
enjoyed
week
that a
for
lot.
another new segment. Okay, so going back to another one, the ad. All right, what is our favourite songs? One from each album. Do you have one, Busby? Can you
Yes.
pick a favourite from each of these?
I think I gotta go Choked and Separated from A Flight and a Crash, Hot Water Music. It's just the way it builds up. Again, not much in the way of structure, but every part is a super catchy part. And I love the interplay with all the guitars, like kind of the twiddly riffs that kind of fit with each other. So by the time it gets to that last like heavy bit, is like it fucking explodes. Like it's so good. The hair has stood up on the back of my neck so many times listening to that. And that is this what we're doing? What are we doing? Where it just builds up, and at the end he's just screaming it. It's just like fuck yes, it's so good. I just always love that song so much. Yeah, that's my favorite song of that one.
Nice.
I reckon that song pops even more coming out of A Clear Line. I thought those two
Yeah.
back to back were heaps good
Yeah.
off that. What's your one for Polar Bear Club?
I'm gonna go Bug Parade. It's kind of got everything I love in that album in the one song. Like interesting riffs. It's got weird time signatures. Probably got my favorite lyrics too. Like I was saying before, when I was a young fella, that knocked me for six. And that middle section, that down, 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 down. Just that's the sickest riff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's just like that halftime bit. It's just genius. Fucking what a tune. Yeah, so good.
I had Bug Parade as well, especially the last riff where it's like dun dun dun, dun minutes away. But
Yeah. That was
That
one of the
is
highlights
so
for me,
good.
for sure.
And that's one of those riffs that reminds me of Luca Brasi, because we stole from like you and like Van Soho, where it goes like a semitone up and it sounds really eerie, but it's at the same time it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's just like
I
really
saw that
dope.
riff in Say It Back. It's on our third album. It's like it's like starts off the same kind of chord shape, which someone showed me once. I was like, "Is that how you play that riff?" And I fully fucking stole it.
Mad.
There you go.
Again, who's like, call the cops? I don't care.
I love how we can draw the dots now. And then for Hot Water Music, I had a Clear Line, which is like pretty weird song actually on that album.
Yeah,
it's pretty different.
it is.
But
It's sick.
the more I listened to it, the more I was like, this is really cool. And it's got the kind of just yelling vocals, chanting,
Yeah.
just like group or everyone at once, and it's really dope.
Yeah.
Adam, what are yours?
I had Hollow Place, just because it's like so catchy and it just stuck through like the whole week. I just couldn't get that out of my head. And yeah, the guitars as well, obviously are amazing, and the drums, as I said before, just at the beginning, it's just like super aggressive. I think it just gets me in the mood to do things. And then
it's definitely a highlight of that album, isn't it?
yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
That's
that was
so
I don't know,
good.
like what were the singles for these albums? Was that one of the singles? I was always
They even
did they have
singles?
Find it.
singles?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to work
I
it
don't
out.
think the Jays picked it up.
Yeah.
Didn't make the Hottest 100 that year. Spewing.
And then for Hot Water Music, I just had Jack of All Trades. Again, just the bass on it is crazy. Bass on the whole album's really good, but yeah, the bass is great, and a lot of the vocals, that sort of, as I said before, the like call and response sort of thing I really like. Yeah, those are my two. Kind of obvious ones, but
Sick.
awesome ones.
I had the instrumental for Flight and a Crash. I just thought that was like 98 seconds of just like energy. It was so heaps fun. And also, I think, which one? Choke and Separated was like also one of the highlights for me. That kind of reminded me of like some like Joyce Manor kind of. Am I crazy saying that? Like just the vocal performance, I think, for that. Like he the way he sung it out reminded me of like some early Joyce Manor. I had Bug Parade as well, but I'll do Another Night in the Rock because I love the intro on that one.
Yeah.
And when he comes in, I got a glimpse of you tonight, and then he goes up a bit higher, and like, it's so good. So
That seems like that one's more of a song too. That one,
Yeah, totally.
but that's a cool one as well. Sick. We got one more segment, Busby. I keep forgetting to tell our guests about it, but I kind of think I'm just not going to tell anyone about it because it's kind of a nice little surprise. The last segment's called Two Truths and a Lie. So I'm up this week. So I'm going to say 3 statements. 2 of them are going to be true. One's going to be a lie. You 3 have to guess the lie. So apparently, members of Hot Water Music have appeared in like 17 plus side projects. Like they haven't founded them, but they either have founded them or just jumped in for a sesh. So I'm going to say 3, and you're going to pick which one I made up. Now, Busby, you might already, I don't know how well you know the members of the band, but if you know these.
This is going to be easy, mate. Just skip it. Just
Next.
skip it and tell everyone I got it right. No, I'm joking. It would be so fun if I get it wrong.
All right, so Chris. Okay, so number 1, Chris Wallard was in a band called Sweet Pickles. They were a grindcore band. Number 2, Jason Black was in a band called Roland Rock. They were an emo band. And number 3, Chuck Reagan was in a band called Asshole Parade. They were a hardcore band. Which one should I make up?
After chirping off, I've literally never heard of any of those bands.
Okay, perfect.
What was the first one?
Sweet Pickles,
Sweet
grindcore
Pickles.
band.
What is grindcore?
I don't know. It's a genre of music.
Right. Sounds fishy to me. I don't know.
I'm going, that's the lie.
Yeah.
Brad, you're pretty quiet over there.
I'm thinking that one as well. Hey, that just it seems like a Will St. Clair sort of idea.
However, arsehole parade
Grindcore, just like, yeah. I
is
don't know
something
what
you
that
would think of as well. So, I don't know.
is.
Do you want to go through
I'll
it one more
with that.
time?
Yeah, one more.
Okay, so the first band was called Sweet Pickles. They were the grindcore band. The second band were called Roland Rock. They were an emo band.
Roland Rock.
And number 3 was Arsehole Parade, hardcore band.
What would Roland Rock like?
They were an emo band.
Right.
I'm going them because I think it was one of my mates say the word Roland on Twitter. So I think you just got it from that. So I'm going that for sure.
Call it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go that as well. I'm going to trust Brad's bit of inside information. Roland
Busby, what are
Rock.
you going?
I'm going the grindcore band.
Sweet Pickles. Okay, so Chuck Reagan did play in a band called Arsehole Parade. Chris Wallard did play in a band called Sweet Pickles. And Brad, I did get Roland Rock off whoever tweeted Roland.
Yes!
Ah,
I knew it. I think it was
Detective
Green Tree.
Brad.
Shout
Was
out
it Green Tree? Yeah, shout out to Green Tree. So I was just going through Twitter and I was like, Roland. And I thought, roll and rock. Roland Rock.
I got it.
like rock and roll.
Damn, yeah, Sweet Pickles and Arsehole
Roland Rock.
Parade. 2 actual bands.
Hey guys, Brad the editor here, coming at you about midnight on Sunday evening. Unfortunately, we've had some technical difficulties, so you're going to hear some crunchy backup Skype audio. Hope you enjoy. See you later.
That's what I get for chirping off too. I knew I'd get that wrong as soon as I chirp.
Oh,
Roland Rock, though. Maybe
Not
that can
bad.
be
bad,
a
man.
new side project.
Please no.
Yeah, before we rate these 2 albums, we had a couple of fan questions. Well, one is our mate, but Busby, this one's for you from Will Hampton. He said, who are your favourite bands to tour with?
Oh, that's a good question. Violent Soho.
Yeah.
Hectic.
I'm going to say had a really good time with Pianos Become the Teeth.
Whoa.
Because they're kind of around our age and kind of chill dudes
Mhm.
and like to talk about their families and stuff, but also will drink a million beers.
Yeah.
I've always loved playing shows at the Bennies. I've always had such a good time. And here's a surprising one. Not that I've toured with them, but I've been involved in a couple of their shows. Peking Duck.
Okay.
Ah, really? I
Yeah.
can imagine that.
I've heard they're really nice. Yeah.
When Ty and I, when they played in Tassie last year, Ty and I joined them for a cover of Blur. And the whole weekend was just so much fucking fun. Tyler said to me, he goes, how we feel hanging out with them is how I want people to feel when they play shows with us. Because they're very, very welcoming. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of our vibe.
Sure.
And I was like, that fucking exactly. So, but if I had to pick one band, I'm going Violent Soho any day of the week because they're the fucking biggest legends. And they have big shows and they have big writers and they often share them. So,
That's always a win. Will Hampton also asked, what are your top 3 condiments?
Condiments.
Condiments.
that's a great question. Look, I might div it up into 2 tiers. One is scumbag tier and one is bougie tier. Scumbag tier, barbecue sauce, Australian mustard, and sweet pickles, like mustard pickles for
Sweet
sandwiches.
Pickles, the band, Chris Waller.
Sweet pickles, the band. Bougie, I'm going hollandaise sauce, baby.
Ooh.
I used to work in a cafe.
Okay.
I'm just going to add that one as with an asterisk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I never make it at home, so I never have it.
Okay.
So.
Nah, it's a pain in the ass to make it home. I tried
Yeah.
that last weekend. Shit house.
No.
Last question was from our boy Joe Willis from Split Feed. He said, how's the guitar going that he picked up and dropped
Yeah.
you at that Crowbar show?
Yeah, so I might tell the yarn for those playing along at home. I found a guitar on eBay in Newcastle, so I hit up Andrew from Jacob. Hey, are you guys coming to this show? Brasi's playing in Sydney next week because I thought they might be. If so, can you pick up a guitar for me? He's like, actually, our mates Split Feed are playing with you. They live nearby. I'll hit them up. And Joe went and picked it up. I think he said the woman lived like 10 minutes from his house or
It was
something.
like less. Even
It was
less.
like 10 seconds, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
So-
up the road.
I'm so glad I asked because she didn't have a case to post it in. I was like, this guitar's going to get smashed. How am I going to get this guitar? So it worked out really, really good. So when we played together at Crowbar, he rocked up with my new riff stick and Yeah.
Uniripsy. That's the best name for a guitar I've ever heard.
I was very stoked. I'm very, very appreciative of that because he saved me a bunch of money and he saved me the risk of it getting smashed. That's how the guitar's going. I've put new locking tuners on it and I've recently taken it into a guy to put some new pickups. It was like coil splitting pickups so I can have 20 sounds on it too. It already did sound fucking sick, but I thought I might just give this a little makeover, see how it goes. But I love that guitar a lot. That's fucking awesome.
I'm so confused with how that lady had it because by Joe's description, she was like pretty old and it was a banging guitar.
Yeah.
She's banging like pretty metal looking guitar as well. Like it's not like you're just casual guitar.
Your Squire.
Old people spending their money on guitars. I work in a music shop now. I started there in February and like people just walk in like baby boomers like, fuck it. I'm going to buy another guitar.
Yeah.
My guy's bought like 8 guitars this year.
Oh my God.
I said to him, I was like, hey, what do you do for work? Any jobs going?
BPA.
He just laughed. But old people, man, they just spend their shit. They spend their money on shit they don't need. But I'm not judging. I do it too.
I understand.
It's an expensive hobby, I guess. Collection. Expensive thing to collect. Cool. Let's get into the ratings of these albums. So we're going to give him a score out of 10. Busby, we don't do decimal points, and we're not just doing out of 10. I actually remembered this week, boys. So for Polar Bear Club, it's going to be out of 10. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, yeah, out of 10 heart attacks at. So you have to say heart attack at 8 or whatever you give it.
Okay. Yep.
Like the song.
Yeah.
And then for Hot Water Music, it's just going to be out of 10 sons and daughters.
Sick.
10 kids, really. Busby, you want to kick it off with Polar Bear Club out of 10? No, out of heart attack at fill in the gap.
Can I just give it 10?
Yeah, absolutely can.
That's really boring. I'm just
give it 10.
I mean, these albums, I love them so much. They, without sounding lame, they did change my life because if it wasn't for these, I wouldn't have started Brasi. If it wasn't for starting Brasi, I wouldn't have had all this fun in the last 10 years. Fuck knows what I would have done. Not much, but I kind of owe them a lot. So 10, fuck it, 11. 11 heart attacks.
There it is.
Call the cops. What are you going to
do? Brad, what are you giving out of heart attack? I'm just saying heart attacks.
Heart attack I'll go 8 heart attacks because I love that this is just like not a different version, but just like a precursor to all these bands that I really like. And I feel like I realize I like this because I like Luca Brasi so much, and it doesn't have that like Australian storytelling that Brasi does have, but just the music side of it is insane. So yeah, I'm giving it 8.
Yeah, dick. I'm also giving it heart attack at 8. This is so far up my alley. Like I'm hundreds of meters up the alley. It's pretty dark up this alley as well. The guitar, it's just the best. It's one of the best guitar albums that I've heard recently. Maybe ever, actually. In terms of just straight up riffs that rock. And giving it 8. Heart attack at 8. Adam?
I was going to say 9 heart attacks.
Jeez.
Yeah, I really like this album. Just the riffs were nuts. And obviously I just love obviously we can hear the influence, and I did enjoy that a lot, but also just the vocals. I was a big fan of, and the lyrics as well. I did find that, like as you were saying before, that it's kind of aimed at an early 20s sort of age, I guess, for both albums. And I just definitely heard a lot of that. So there you go.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Cool. That's a pretty high score in our little album. Now we're going to do Hot Water Music. Busby, out of 10 sons and daughters. 10 children.
Yeah, fuck it.
Bang, bang.
10.
Yeah.
Easy.
Double 10.
Yeah.
Is this...
it's just like... it's just so fucking sick. It's just so sick. It's got the best riffs, it's got the best lyrics. It's just got so much energy. Like, you can't help but feel, like, fired up. And there's something about being at a Hot Water Music show. It's like the real, I don't know, sense of community or belonging or something. Like, yeah, shit sometimes sucks and you might feel like a fuckhead or feel like a loser, but hey, all these people feel like losers too, and they're not losers. So maybe I'm not one after all. So it's kind of what I get a lot out of this music. So 10 out of 10, baby. 10 out of 10, Sons and Daughters.
Bang, bang.
Hell yeah.
Have you seen these bands multiple times live?
I've seen Hot Water Music 4 times. I've seen Polar Bear Club 3 times, I think.
Nice.
I haven't seen Polar Bear Club since 2011.
Well, they're indefinite hiatus at the moment, aren't they? Anyway, yeah.
They're all over, which is a shame. But Hot Water Music I saw in Melbourne twice in December 2010. They did 2 shows in Melbourne I went to, and then I saw them the following year at the Fest in Gainesville. And then I saw them when they were in Australia last time. They played at the River Stage. I think they were in town for Download Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And Brasi was doing a tour. We were playing the Black Bear Lodge, and they were playing. So we finished our sound check and fucking sprinted to the River Stage. And missed the first couple of songs, but it was still the best ever. So
Sick.
That's so nice.
yeah.
I'm going to give it an 8 as well. I couldn't really split these two throughout the week. I think they both equally ruled. I didn't find this one as musically impressive as Polar Bear Club's, but it brought like a different style of the same genre, kind of. And the flow, okay, something we didn't mention, the flow of this album is unreal. It just keeps going. And it's just perfect in that. But yeah, super enjoyable. 8 Sons and Daughters. Who's going next?
I think
Brad?
I'm in the exact same boat as you say. Yeah, I'm gonna get 8 as well. It's just that little different aspect. It's a little bit more raw, a little bit more. I think it's a bit more like engaging. I'm more invested in this album, but yeah, I love it. 8, simple as that.
And Adam.
Yeah, I was going to go an 8 for this one too. So I like this one not as much as Polar Bear Club. I think Polar Bear Club's just stuck in my head more, I guess. Probably I just found it a little bit more catchy, but like as you guys said, it is super raw and the guitars are awesome as they are on both albums. So yeah, it's an 8 from me.
Hectic. That means it's a 1-point win to Polar Bear Club. Sometimes things just disappear. Are you okay with that, Busby, with that one getting the win?
I'm okay.
210.
Yeah, boys.
It's a 20 out of 20. I mean,
It was good.
At the end of the day, the real winner is music.
That's
yeah.
And punk rock, baby.
Full credit.
Boys dug deep. Full credit to the boys. 110%.
Stop it. Full credit.
guitarists win this week for sure.
They do.
Man, thank you so much for bringing these albums into my life, though.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It's nice to talk to you guys. You looking good?
That was fun. Thanks so much for coming on, man. Next week on the show, we've actually brought him up a couple of times on the episode. So for those who are first listening or just don't know, myself, Adam, and Brad actually play in a band called Split Feed. And the 4th member of Split Feed is coming on the show next week, Joe Willis. And he's coming on, he's talking. Probably, we definitely knew he was going to do one of them. So he's doing The Dream Is Over by Pup and Greatest Hits by Remo Drive.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty fun.
Split
Good
Feed.
matchup.
Yeah, 2 albums that we've pumped many a times on the road.
I almost don't need to listen to them again this week. I can just write out notes easily.
Yeah. So it's going to be an easy week. It's going to be a good week. But yeah, Joe's coming on the show next week. First episode of season 2 is done and dusted. Woo-hoo. Follow us on the socials at Record Royale. Obviously, go check out Luca Brasi and their new acoustic track. And if you're lucky enough to go to the show in Tassie, hell yeah, good stuff. Busby, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, boys.
I really appreciate it. All right, we'll catch us everyone next week with Joe Willis from Split Feed. Split Feed, awesome. All right, we'll see you then. See you later.